Hey, hi guys, I'm Jitendra Vaswani and you are listening to Inside a Hustler's Brain Show, and I'm with Deepak Shukla, SEO consultant from London, and he's running his own agency, Pearl Lemon. Am I right, Deepak?
That's correct. That's correct, Jitendra. Good to meet you, brother.
Yes. So Deepak, my first question from you is like, you are Indian, right?
That's correct. Born and raised here in the UK, but my family are all Indian.
Yeah, because your accent is not like Indian, to be very honest. Like, to be very honest.
You know, I get onto sales calls sometimes and I hear it. They're like, "Oh, I was expecting you to sound different," I said Indian, and they're like, "Yeah, yeah," and they're like, "But this is cool." So it happens a lot, man. It happens a lot.
Okay, so guys, Deepak is an SEO expert and he has been featured on TEDx, like Huffington Post. So Deepak, when did you get started into SEO, man?
I got started in 2017. I got started into the digital space in 2016. Before
Right.
that, I spent my 20s, dude. Like I'm 33. I spent my 20s a lot of traveling, a lot of backpacking, a lot of sports. You know, the marathons, the ultra
Right.
marathons, just really doing a lot of that stuff. And then I turned 30, decided it was time to grow up a little bit and maybe do something a bit more professional with my life. And I got into the agency space, and now we're a couple of years in,
Right.
and let's see what the future holds. There's big plans we've got for the agency, as well as other plans I've got for the other business ventures I've just started.
Okay, nice. Like SEO. So Deepak, what kind of changes are you seeing in SEO? Now SEO is getting very complicated. Like Google is
Yeah.
launching every day, they are launching a new algorithms, right? It's crazy shit.
Yeah, dude. SEO's got, I think there's never been a bigger need for SEO than ever. There's a lot of people that talk about, oh, well, Google are becoming, so good at understanding, JavaScript and different basically code bases that websites are built on, as well as image search and voice-based search. It's going to at some point make SEO redundant, or people say, well, now there's zero featured search snippets. Now Google has its own FAQs and,
Yes.
the answer boxes.
Right.
All of this stuff, dude, you're going to need SEOs to even just make sense of it. You're going to need SEOs to understand, well, how do I get into the zero search snippet? You're going to need to understand, well, you know what? With all of everything that Google's doing that's automated, my website is still not being seen. My website is still not getting ranked above
Right.
other websites. So, I think that there's never been a greater need for SEO. I think that all of these changes mean that, as with anything in life, if you want to be world class, you've got to go to the best guys in any industry, right?
Right.
Any industry.
Okay.
If you want to have the best trained dog, you go to the best dog trainer. So it's the same principle.
Right. So Deepak, how did you learn SEO? Like you were following some experts, so can you name them and the training courses you took to learn SEO?
Yeah, so I like the guys at Semantic Mastery. That was a good place to learn from. Matt Diggy has also been really good. So that's Glenn Alsop and Matt Diggy. They've done some really amazing
Good
stuff
job.
with detail.com is a very good website for people to go ahead and look at. I
Right.
really like his site as well. Then outside of these two guys specifically, there is Local SEO Vikings. That's a really good community
Wow.
that people could go ahead and check out. They've got such a range of stuff that's in the kind of local SEO GMB area. And then
Right.
outside of those spaces, in terms of like people that I follow specifically, then it's just individuals here and there. So I've listened and read to a lot of the Brian Dean stuff. I've looked at some of the kind of Neil Patel stuff. There's my friend Craig Campbell. He's been in SEO for over a decade. He's got some really amazing stuff. And you know
Right.
what, dude? In India, there are some amazing kick-ass SEOs who are just what I call on the underground circuit, right? They're out there, they're killing it. They're really killing it. They don't have a brand. They're not worried about that because they're just
Of course.
making, ridiculous returns from the websites they've got, the software affiliates or the ClickBank, JVZoo, but they've got these amazing SEO built funnels. So there's a lot of people like that people won't necessarily have heard of, but are just doing great things.
Right, because Deepak, this industry is very hidden. Like I know from India, from across the globe, like people are making a lot of money into SEO. They are
Yeah.
underground dogs, trust me, and they're
Yeah.
making a lot of money. I know it. I know this, like people. I mean, but I'm more into personal branding. So Deepak, you have been seeing my Facebook, right? Yep.
Yeah, of course. Can't stop seeing it, brother. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, thanks. Because I'm more into personal branding, I try to give value to the people. So because I'm doing these kind of interviews to give people value, like they should learn
Yeah,
about SEO, making money
yeah.
online, being a digital nomad.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what you're doing with personal branding is probably one of the most critical places that people can start when they're thinking about their SEO journey. So SEO journey, you know, the simplest way to think about it is, you know, your brand, your personal brand, especially in today's day and age, where people change businesses faster than they change, you know, their breakfast cereal.
Right.
It's really important to recognize that the one brand that probably never changes is your personal brand name. You
Right.
know, so your brand name, Jitendra, is going to be the same in 20 years from now. So there's huge value in building that equity. And the place that often begins, phase 2, is people see you somewhere and then they immediately Google you. And what comes up? What happens on page 1 of your listings? What videos are being showing? Do you have the Google knowledge box on the right-hand side? Are there kind of stars underneath your listings in terms of reviews? Is there videos in the search box? So all of these spaces, a lot of SEOs do an excellent job at building amazing websites and build amazing traffic. But a lot of these people that are the underground dogs, and anyone, build your personal brand. It will make you more money with anything that you're building. And, you know, all of these guys that I see Gary Vaynerchuk. What? Give me 1 second, brother. Sorry, dude, back now. Yeah. So even on your background, I see, dude, you know, I've got a friend, Raghav Haran, who works as part of Gary Vaynerchuk's copywriting team. And he was saying, dude, like Gary Vaynerchuk spends more than like $250,000 maybe a year on his personal branding, right? Why? Because it drives so much revenue for Vaynerchuk Enterprises, but of course all of the other things that he's, you know, involved and invested in. So, you know, and there's so many examples of this, like Rand Fishkin of Moz. You know, his personal brand helped Moz become $1 billion company. Then you've got Larry Kim of Larry Kim sold WordStream for hundreds of millions. He built, you know, on the basis of a really strong personal brand. And there's so many examples of that. Look at Hollywood. Hollywood is the best example. Dwayne Johnson is bigger than the movies that he's in.
WWE, yeah, Rock. See,
yeah, exactly.
Dollars.
Yeah. So look, I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's hugely important, and I think that, you know, you definitely practice what you preach, dude. And you know, my biggest takeaway when it comes to that journey is that it's a lifelong journey that people are on, and everyone is of course after the SEO hack, which we can talk about, you know, tips and tricks, etc. But building your personal brand will pay you back in spades. You know, that's how I got a TEDx speech. I was a careers coach at the time, but I got approached because of my personal brand and the fact that I'd done a lot of random stuff that was easily accessible, and they found that interesting. They weren't as interested in my careers coaching. They were interested in Deepak Shukla, the brand. And that's also what helps my agency, you know, grow. And it helps anything that I get involved in. So I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Because I know like personal branding sells, because I know like this works because I'm doing personal branding from 7 years. I know, Deepak, like it's too much of hard work. It's too much of like hustle is involved here, because I need to build your personal brands. I need to do a lot of interviews, podcasts to build a trust with my audience, right? It's very important. So I follow the structure of like Gary Vee, like all these guys who are doing interviews with the experts. So I build my own things. Like in India, I think you will see very few people are doing these interview thing, right?
It's very uncommon. I think that perhaps a lot of people in India still get afraid of being a presenter and with the communication. And you know what? Almost everything in life is about confidence.
Right. True.
Your English, it doesn't matter if your English is broken. It doesn't matter if you struggle with words.
Have shortcomings, right, Deepak? Everyone have a shortcomings.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a stammering problem, Deepak. I'm being very honest. I have a stammering problem, but still, it's not stopping me from being a speaker, giving value to people. People are afraid of other people's opinions, because once they get some negative comments or negative feedback or some haters, they will stop doing all this shit. Like,
dude, listen, I completely agree. I think that you're an inspiration to a lot of Indians who perhaps also still look at you and think that, oh wow, well, Jitendra is such an effective communicator, but I would love to see a video of you 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, to see how you've improved as a speaker.
Yes.
Everybody starts from
So many
somewhere.
mistakes. I made so many mistakes in my speaking. If you see, my grammar was not good. My English, it's okay to make mistakes, man. It's okay. But people are afraid. Like they're afraid
Yeah.
of the negative comments they will always get. I know it.
Which proves that half of, or maybe 80% of success, and I'm sure the other guys have always said, dude, it's psychology and it's mindset. It's not skill set, it's mindset.
Mindset. Like 20% is a skill. Like you're training your brain. Like every day, Deepak, I'm training my brain. I know, like I have to train my brain on all these things. And Deepak, I just want to show you, like I'm reading all these things. Are you seeing this? This guy? So
Yeah, the millionaire booklet. Yeah.
so I'm making a notes because now I'm in the lockdown, right? So Deepak, I don't have anything, like I'm getting a little bit stressed up, or so you can say, like I have a little bit issues with my things. So I know, like little bit depression is coming because I'm more like a friendly person. I like to go out,
Yeah.
like meet
Yeah.
people. Yeah, so depression is coming. So now I'm reading some books of like Grant Cardone or Gary Vee, just trying to get the mindset, because I'm not a guy who can stay inside the home. So someone
Yeah.
who's in the lockdown, I just want to say to everyone, like please don't waste your time in the lockdown. Like this is a right
Yeah.
for you to reinvent yourself.
This is the time to get ahead, dude. This is the time where 80% of the people out there that are not strong of mind
Yeah.
will then return to Netflix, to not being proactive, to just
Right.
being very reactive, to
Right.
sitting on Facebook, YouTube, Amazon Prime,
Right.
torrent movies. Dude, strong. If you can build and, you know, be
This
strong
one.
of mind in this period, you know, this is the time where 2 months to get ahead, basically 6 months to get ahead. Really, business ain't going to go back to normal for months. So I
Right.
think that, you know, what you've raised is a really great point, and it's, you know, for me, a huge takeaway.
Yeah. And Deepak, what kind of impact you are seeing about this coronavirus on your business? Like,
Sure. So our SEO agency, we lost 10 clients within 45 days.
oh,
So that happened. Of them, I think 9 of them were because of their own economic challenges. One of them blamed the economy, but I think he probably just wasn't, we weren't a good fit for each other. He wasn't happy. We weren't happy servicing him. It was a good decision for him to say, you know, let's stop.
it's over. Yeah.
We've since, so that's been challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 across the other businesses that I'm involved in. So I have an investment company on the Forex trading side. We
Wow.
have had our record returns in this time, because while stocks have gone down, everybody is putting money into liquid currency, so the Forex markets. And the way that we operate is based upon volatility. Everything's volatile. We make money. So that's been brilliant. So that the agency suffered, the Forex trading has done fabulously. Then the other company that we've got a couple of SaaS tools, WordPigeon, we've just released, on PitchGround. I don't think that's been stable, because, you know, our clients, if you will, have not really been affected, because we're a low ticket product. You know, we're $20-$30 a month, so it's not something that you immediately think about cutting. But yeah, it's been a little bit of everywhere, I think. So then personally, like yourself, you know, we've got it easier than you guys in India. We're allowed out once a day to go for a run, dude. It's like it's my sanity. It's my escape. Going out in the sunshine right now and being able to just run in the sun, you know, it takes the weight off. So you guys have got it harder in India. We're lucky, or maybe we're stupid. Maybe we're stupid to be allowed out. Probably a combination of both. But that's kind of what's happening on ground zero, man. And, you know, it's all good opportunities. You know, the client losses has given me time to refocus on building our operation to be better. We've since won, if I'm being honest, 5 new clients since we lost 10. So we're about, you know, we're 5 down overall, but we're winning clients back. And I think that, as you said, this is going to be a great time for people to and you know, I've increased my marketing spend. I'm now spending more on marketing than I have the last 3 years when business was good.
Right. Because Deepak, I'm based in Bangkok in Thailand. So I can go out. Like I think about my
Ah,
India friends like Udit and all, like they cannot go out right now. In Thailand, at least you can go out. Okay.
wow. Okay.
I'm in Bangkok as a digital nomad, and I'm missing my country like India right now because I'm missing my family like 3-4 months. I didn't see my father,
Yeah.
brother, like sisters. I just want to see them, and it's crazy. Like I cannot go in India right now because it's totally in lockdown, and this virus is spreading like crazy. Like Deepak, I didn't expect it. Like this virus is going to hit so many people.
Everywhere.
So many people are dying. I feel very sad about this thing. Like yeah, it's
Dude,
crazy.
it's a crazy time. It's, you know, literally once in a lifetime, once in multiple generations, and this
Yeah.
is going to be in the history books. And you know, we're writing history right now. It's a sad way to write it, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, Deepak, let's talk about your SEO strategies. So, Deepak, what kind of
Mm.
SEO strategies you are using right now in 2020 for your businesses and your clients?
I think that, you know, there's solid fundamentals are still critically important. So the fundamentals are page speed is a huge ranking factor. So look at hosting providers that can produce the best page speed for you. So we recently switched a lot of our hosting out from, we've used SiteGround, we've used Bluehost, we've used Just Host, we've used DigitalOcean, we used Amazon SES. We switched now everything to WPX hosting. They beat a lot of the major tools, WP Engine included, in terms of like speed of site. So that's been very helpful. Number one, so page speed is huge. So do look at that. Number two is when you're building your actual links back to your website, then a quick and, you know, easy win that a lot of people don't often think about is you of course do a competitor lookup. So you look up your competitors directly. So, you know, Grant Cardone might look up Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins and
Right.
have a look at his backlink
Yeah.
profile, right? You know, the SEOs managing his campaigns will probably look at that. Okay. So they'll look at, you know, those two individuals,
Right.
but why not look at individuals in different verticals that are
Right.
still targeting the same end client? So look at, you know, Lewis Howes, look at Neil
Louis
Patel,
Hall.
look at Amy Porterfield, look at, you know, Ross Ruffino, Russell Branson. Look at a load of people and figure out
Right.
the Web 2.0 links. Figure out, so Web 2.0 is like, you know, even having an Amazon profile could technically be considered as a Web 2.0, but they give you a do follow link. So, you know, getting a link from Amazon is also, you know, a powerful thing to have. And when you look at a very broad set of competition, you should outline it into two buckets, basically. The
Right.
links I can acquire for free, and the
Right.
links that I need to either, you know, buy, or I need to outreach, or I need a relationship.
Relation.
And when you segment it, go after the manual acquisition first, and then go after the others. And this is, you know, a solid approach to link building that not every company necessarily gets right. But if you just focus on that as a core key, you'll do well. You'll do really well. And the other element of it is to look at not only the Premier League guys, look at the guys who are small but they're rising quickly. What are
Yes.
they doing now?
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, Grant Cardone probably, if you're trying to be a public speaker and you're just starting out, isn't a relevant or useful reference point. He's going to generate media that you just don't have the ability to generate. So maybe look at someone who's 1 year into their coaching and they've come out of nowhere, and have a look at their SEO growth and try and understand what they're doing. So look at the rock stars, also look at the rising talent.
Right. Because I always do the reverse engineering thing right now. Deepak, what I'm seeing like for my niche website, because I'm more into affiliate marketing. So for
Mm,
me, I'm focusing on the on-page SEO thing. Like
yeah,
this is the one of the most important thing I was lacking in some of my niche website.
yeah.
So I hired those people, like give them mad diggity course, like go through this course. This course is amazing. Just learn from this guy. This guy is a massive. He knows the shit. Okay,
Yeah.
so they have gone through his course, and now we are making a lot of changes in our existing affiliate websites. And now we are seeing like increase in traffic. Like every month, there's like 20% increase in traffic, 20%, 20%. So
Brilliant,
that,
brilliant. Look, on-page SEO is underrated because everyone thinks that link building
yes,
is like the magic bullet. You know, there's significant changes that you can make on page. It comes to your internal linking structure analyzing your actual traffic profile and identifying blogs that currently are not really getting any traffic. And if you can adjust some of the actual internal links that you build to start allowing them to generate traffic, you know, that's a simple, quick win that you can do. Then also looking at ultimately Google Search Console and of course correlating blogs where you can add some more content to generate additional longer tail keywords when they're already getting, you know, ranking for stuff that you're not directly targeting. And all of these factors definitely come into play. And then looking how deep your links go. Are you doing 2, 3, or are you doing 5-step in terms of your internal linking structure? Screaming Frog will tell you that. So, you know, these things are hugely important. I completely agree, Jitendra.
Yeah, because these things are important, because I was lacking in some of the website and I did the changes and I saw the results right now. So Deepak, you have seen like Google is making a lot of changes in their algorithms right now. So what things are working right now in SEO, especially in terms of link building, except guest posting? Like,
yeah, sure. So basically, in terms of link building, and we'll take the affiliate example that you just mentioned.
yes.
I've got a couple of affiliate sites as well. Everyone's heard about what's happened with Amazon slashing their rates, and you know, so we can talk
Yes.
about that as well.
Right. It's like I have 2, 3 websites, not too many, but it's crazy. Like commissions are
Yeah.
like already like 3% or 2%. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Amazon don't need, you know, they're the owner at the top of the tree, and they ultimately don't need their affiliates as they used to. You know, their stock price has soared. They are oversubscribed. They're, you know, hiring in
Yeah, they are now
spades, and
1.1 trillion dollar company. 1.1
yeah,
trillion. Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy.
exactly. Jeff Bezos can set the rules ultimately, and everyone has to follow. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next 6 months. You know, naturally, right now, there's going to be a couple of things that are going to happen. There's going to be a whole new kind of, you know, gold rush that's going to open in terms of the cash rich who are going to be able to buy from the distressed Amazon owners who
Yes,
are either selling their websites because the economics don't make sense anymore,
yes.
or selling their website because they're scared, even if the economics do make sense. There's going to be the guys that are going to be happy enough to sit and hold. Let me just see what happens. Maybe the trick is to do nothing. Maybe I'll wait a year and Amazon will see 35% of their affiliates
Drop in
just
the,
disappear.
yeah.
Then coronavirus passes, business opens as usual, our sales drop, and maybe Amazon reverts back to its, you know, revenue structure. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and to see where it goes. And there's going to be a lot of people that are looking at different models, you know, ClickBank, JVZoo, Share a Sale, AdSense, Zoic, looking at, you know, direct sales. Maybe they flip it to an FBA model, and they,
Yeah, because I'm
yeah. So
I'm I'm very much focused beside Amazon, because I was not focused too much on Amazon affiliate earnings, because I know like they have a very low commission structure. So that's why I was focusing more on Share
yeah.
Impact.com, CJ, Avengate. Like these are the best networks for me right now, because their tracking is very solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's smart to, you know, ultimately what you're saying, and it's true. Diversify, guys. Diversify.
You need to do it like Deepak, because I'm seeing a lot of my friends like who are into only Amazon niche. Now they are crying, like they are going through very, very bad times. So I told them change these links to Sharecell, like find some relevant products from Sharecell, Impact.com, and change these links. Like that's the only option you have right now.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. And you know, that is a sensible thing to do. So talking of sensible things to do in this niche, you know, apart from guest posting, look, a couple of things still work, right? At a limited level, some Web 2.0 still do work, depending upon your niche. Depending
Right.
upon the niche you're involved in, you could build probably 10 links a month in the Web 2.0 space, focusing just upon high domain authority sites. Depending upon the niche you're in, if there's low competition, low keyword density. Outside of that, then you can look at building contextual links. So contextual links, you know, are ultimately links in link insertion in pre-existing blog posts. So
Right.
that's the other thing that you can do. The third element is that you can power up your guest posts through building tier 2 Web 2.0s. So if you've got a Web 2.0, if you've got a guest post on a site that's got a DA of, let's say, 43, and your current DA on your actual website is 27, then it's good that you built link on a site that's got a higher DA, of course, but you can then power up your own guest post if you want by building some Web 2.0s to that actual guest post, focusing on your target anchors and keywords. So contextual links, direct Web 2.0s in a limited fashion, be very sure about it being contextually relevant, the Web 2.0, that the DA is solid, and that it's, you know, something that isn't spammy of itself. A lot of people get Web 2.0s wrong by building crappy Web 2.0s. And then the third element of it is powering up your guest posts through the actual Web 2.0s that point to your actual guest post and not your direct site. So there's kind of the tier two posts. And then the final thing I'd say is that it's also useful to look at buying or building links in the same way that you look at people that are flipping properties. Right. So what if you acquire a link on a guest post site that's a little bit lower than you ordinarily would, but if you know what they're doing and how they're growing, then that DA 24 that you know got a guest post on might be 37 within a year and a half, right, or within a year. So right. I'm also seeing guys that focus upon high growth websites that offer guest posts that have a slightly lower DA than normal, but getting a good link from a site that's going to ultimately do this because over the next year.
They will have a good domain authority. Yep.
Exactly. So looking like that is a pretty sensible, you know, way to do it. And the other final thing I'd say is that, you know, affiliate sites should also look at other affiliate sites that are growing, because they're specifically working on their DA, they're specifically SEO focused. And the normal place to sometimes look at is, you know, like media or industry news type sites. So that's probably the other thing that I'd say. And then
right.
I think that's everything, to be honest with you. And then the only other thing is to look at is that now that podcasting and blogging is huge, yes, you know, one of the things that I recently discovered, which was interesting, is that, you know, if you've got a fishing website, let's say, right, look at seeing if you can get some links on industry related podcasts,
right,
or because some of these guys have, you know, decent sites, decent DAs, but also they're growing, so it's also a good source of kind of organic traffic. And then the final thing I'd say, I'll keep going, there's more.
Yeah.
Pinterest is a great place for affiliate sites. People are sleeping on Pinterest.
Right.
It's good for SEO. It ranks and indexes really well
right,
within Google, and it's an easy place to acquire traffic. And I see some affiliate sites that are doing $300 to $500 a month, zero organic, all Pinterest.
Yeah, because they are sharing the relevant, because Pinterest is more on focus on health and beauty niches. Like these kind of products sells very well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So anything that's visual, really, and there's, you know, anything that's visual, it works really well. So then, you know, looking at strong sources of referral traffic is a smart way to do it. And you know, Pinterest is one, Quora is a good example of another, and these are some of the things that, you know, I'm seeing that still work in 2020.
Right, like these things are pretty important, right? I know, like these things. And
yeah,
Deepak, I want to ask you, like these days, what's your keyword research process? Like what kind of keywords you are choosing for your niche website? Like these days, like which niches are you working these days?
So I've got a site in the golf niche. I've got a site in the, let's call it the electronic accessories niche. So it's not just like mobile phone covers, it's also accessories for different electronic products. So they're the two niches that I'm in currently. And then also, we're in the football niche, looking at football kind of accessory type stuff. The things that we're seeing working, you know, the traditional stuff works really well. You know, do an Ahrefs lookup, do a SEMrush lookup, understand the keywords that they rank for, as well as keywords that seem to, within an industry, index quite quickly and rank quite well. So also when you look at commonality of backlinks that certain websites share, what is the commonality of keywords that seem to get indexed quite quickly? Right. And what have they done to index that keyword? And what have they done to rank that keyword in Google? And analyzing, you know, pages at a keyword level is quite a sensible approach to take. And yeah, man, I think that being honest, these are the things that we'll tend to look at, and then just identifying the low-hanging fruit, which, you know, is a process that involves for us Hrefs, Uber suggests, SEMrush, and then doing just a manual quick Google lookup to see, well, what's performing on page one. Let's make our content 10x better, like your man in the background says, and then building a robust process around that.
Yeah, because it's very important. And your favorite SEO tool?
Dude, you know, our agency uses SEMrush, man. You know, it's yeah, SEMrush is definitely my favorite tool. For us as an agency, it's very, very powerful. Ahrefs is great and good for quick lookups, but our tool of preference for an all-around SEO kind of health check, SEMrush is amazing.
Is the number one. It's the number one resource for you for an SEO agency basis, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You launch your own WordPress plugin, right? WordPigeon. What's that like?
WordPigeon is WordPigeon is a tool that ultimately simplifies the process of posting content to your WordPress,
right,
as well as your Blogger, as well as coming soon your Shopify site. The traditional problem that affiliate site owner has, like you, so you're in the affiliate space, you produce content on a regular basis, right?
Google
and exactly. So that content needs to ultimately end up on your website. Now, depending upon the quantity of writers that you have and the volume of content you're getting done, you're doing at least 5,000 words a month, probably 15,000.
Yes, it's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, Jitendra, you should get WordPigeon. We're on the lifetime deal. It ends today at midnight. You should get it because using WordPigeon, you can import everything, including links, including formatting, images from Google Docs, one click, published to your WordPress site or posted as draft without your writer ever logging into your website.
That's amazing.
So you can now not give any WordPress logins to anyone. You can give your one WordPress login across all of your sites to your admin person who checks everything. None of your writers ever need to log into WordPress. Everyone can work within Google Docs, and then just via WordPigeon, you can push all of the content live across multiple websites. So imagine you've got 3 websites, let's say, you're publishing 10,000 words each, 30,000 words a month. You will save about 15 to 20 hours a month because copy paste is gone. You can now just import it directly from Google Docs straight to WordPress. And we've checked the competition. We've checked the latest WordPress themes. We've checked the alternate competitors. We're better than anyone at doing and solving this specific problem.
So this is very easy. Like it makes the process very easy. Like because my content is like 20 to 30,000 words a month, and I have a different kind of website. So every time I have to give the login, right? So that's a better way. Like the WordPigeon can help me to solve this kind of problem. Like and it can
exactly
amount of hours.
It saves you from security breaches. It saves you from having to change your logins. It saves you from having to give people different username and profile settings. And it saves the time of them manually, and they'll charge you for it. That in some way you're getting charged for it from your writing team because of it. You know, they'll say this content, you know, whether you pay per word or pay per whatever, you'll get a better quality of content if suddenly your writers don't need to do that transportation process. So you save time, you're able to make more money. So WordPigeon solves that problem that everyone in the affiliate space has.
Okay, so how much is this product right now? Because someone who's listening to this podcast.
Sure. Lifetime deal ends today. It's I think $79 for unlimited sites, unlimited users. But on a monthly basis, when it comes out of the lifetime deal, I think it's going to be like, depending upon the number of sites, we're going to have an entry-level plan at like, if you're a solo blogger that you want to solve your own problem, then we're doing it. We're still determining final pricing, but it's going to be between $5 to $10 a month. 2 plans, $5 to $10 a month, and the other one's going to be about $29 a month for someone like yourself who's got several websites. So it's very affordable, man, and it solves a practical problem that I think a lot of multi-WordPress site owners have.
Yes, because as a blogger, we need to give access to our writers, and sometimes we don't trust them, right? And So this word pigeon will help you to like implement, like if we have a lot of images on the post, so the
All
post
of it.
we can have the tag like that, like image name, everything.
Dude, yeah. So we can, you can change the image alt text. You can add the featured image. We're going to soon, at some point, be adding the possibility for meta descriptions that we can import via word pigeon, so they can even do the SEO without logging into the website. Currently, we've tested, 55 images, 5,000 word blog posts, heavy blog posts, and they import fine.
Yeah, that's very nice. So I should get this, man, to be very honest, because I need it, because
Dude,
now
I built it to solve my own problem, dude. I had this problem and I was like, I don't want to give my WordPress login to people. I don't want things to suddenly break. I stopped working with this writer and I've got to change my login. And she's saying, Deepak, I spent 2 hours today just formatting or fixing or trying to search for this image is slightly wrong. Or I discover it later down the line because they didn't look at it because they couldn't be bothered. All of these problems went away with word pigeon.
giving your WordPress access, like sometimes it's risky. Like someone can change your links, affiliate links, and it's crazy. Like your earnings are gone, right?
Dude, exactly. And I'd love to have you on the affiliate program, because once we come out of the lifetime deal, we've got, of course, our own affiliate program, and you're in the affiliate space like myself. So, guys, I'd love for you to use this tool to solve your own problem, and then tell other affiliates about this, and then get paid to tell them about it.
Yeah, that's better. Like I will have this thing for sure, because I need it, man. I'm really need of these things, because now I have a team of 20 people right now who are doing writing SEO. So I need this. I will get this
Dude.
for today because it's available on Pitch Ground. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Get the lifetime deal, brother.
Yeah. And how did you make a connection with Udit? Like he's very nice guy.
Udit's amazing. He gets people that want to try and criticize him because I think that they're not happy with the success that he's had, which he deserves because of how hard he works and how well Pitch Ground has grown from scratch. So huge respect for the guy. And I've known Udit for a couple of years, really, through the software community. Before I started my own SaaS tool, I was a customer of Pitch Ground. I was a customer of AppSumo before that. I was someone who was buying lots of LTDs for Pearl Eben, my agency, and Funnelbake was one of them. And that's how I got to know Udit, because Funnelbake was and is his tool. And that's when we got talking. I even got him to analyze some of our Facebook campaigns back in the day. So we kind of knew each other from the circuit. So then when I said, oh, by the way, I've got a tool, I'd love to talk to you about it, he was like, dude, of course, man, we've known each other for a couple of years, let's do this. So that was how the relationship came about.
Yeah, because people like, yeah, haters are always there. Like, see, like Deepak, you are growing and I'm also growing. So every day you will have new people who will hate you, who will
Yeah.
criticize you all the time. Like I have gone through all
Yeah.
those things. Like when I was starting on Deepak, like I used to get a lot of hate comments in some Facebook group. Like people used to troll me and do all these things. I
Yeah.
have faced all the things and I have come above all these things. Like the guy behind me, like Grant Cardone, come on, he have a lot of haters. Like every
Yeah.
day there's a lot of videos about Grant Cardone exports. So people, you will always attract haters because you're growing right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, listen, I've had only a couple. I don't think I've had anything that's been huge, but I'm waiting for it to come. It's going to happen definitely. And, I take my hat off to people like yourself, to Udit, because of all of the challenges you have to work through when people spread, false things or take things out of context. And, I'm fortunate to, know someone like you, to know someone like Udit. So when the time comes, I'll ask you guys for advice. But hey, it's all part of growth, and it's all part of the journey towards success. So
Yeah.
completely couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, because that's a part of the game. Like you need to eat your shit. Like people are going to comment on like everything. Because I don't know why people have so much of time to do all this kind of negative
Yeah.
things instead of like spreading the positivity. Why you are spreading the negativity? That's crazy.
So for some people, that I think that they feel it's easier to hate than it is to hustle, or
Right.
they confuse the two and think maybe they're the same thing, or people see someone else's success and they assume that you've tricked your way to success somehow. But anyone who makes it, who stays there, dude, success is not an accident. It's
Yeah.
never an accident.
Never an accident. It's all about hard work, and it's like pure dedication, man. It's pure
Yeah,
dedication. I know.
agreed. Completely agreed, dude. Completely
Okay.
agreed.
So Deepak, one last question, because just want to ask you, what's the number one advice you want to give to the like someone who's listening to this interview
Yeah.
and they want to get some inspiration and they want to get started into digital marketing, SEO, and affiliate marketing?
I think that you've got to learn to quieten your inner voice. Everyone's got this inner dialogue who uses words like unsure, worried, can't, don't, won't, think about it, analyze, be sure, build a business plan, discuss with my partners, come back to you. Guys, that voice is a voice that you need to learn to quieten
Right.
and to control. And that's the bigger challenge. My final message is not about uh, SEM rush lookup. It's not about
Yeah.
building a contextual link. It's about the thing that you do so well with connecting with some of these rock stars. It's, you know what, learn to trust data that you can verify through your own experiences. And,
Right.
and that's the only way you can find out where something does or doesn't work. Don't worry about this or that. So quieten your inner voice is definitely something that I'd love to communicate to your audience.
Okay, Deepak. Thank you so much, man, for sharing your journey with my audience. Like we did a talk around like half an hour. I think it's enough, Deepak, for audience to listen to. Otherwise, it will be too much of knowledge for them, because you can speak for like hours and I can speak for hours, right? I know. Like we are.
Brother, it's perfect. Look, I had a great time talking to you. Thank you for the time, and I hope that everybody gets some value from it. So I appreciate you.
Deepak, one question. Like I see your watch every time you are doing this Facebook post. So how do you keep yourself fucking fit? Like you're so fit, man. How do you stay motivation for like this kind of fitness? Like it's crazy.
Dude, you know what? Like I was born grateful to, my family came from Uttar Pradesh. They came from a small village community. My dad worked 100 hours a week so he could give us a better life. I wake up every day feeling like it would be an injustice if I didn't go out there and get after it. So I
Right.
think that the how I keep myself in shape and how I keep myself motivated is that I know what my why is. And my
Right.
why is I want to make my dad proud, man. And I want to make him unbelievably proud. And
Right.
that's what gets me up in the morning, and that's what keeps me going out for my daily runs, and that's what's going to keep me doing both of those things.
Wow, man, super inspiring, man. Deepak, I like your these kind of posts every day. You're posting like you're going for running, walk. You're posting videos to show, okay, this is real. I'm not just
It's
posting.
for, yeah, people can, welcome to watch the Deepak Shukla show. Like I do it for myself, man. I want to keep myself accountable. I want people to get used to seeing my watch at 4:30. I want people to call me out if they don't see my the new thing, I started doing my daily exercise in the park. I record that. It was in a private Facebook group, and I was like, you know what, bin this. I'm putting it on Facebook because I want the accountability. So for me, it's, trying to hold myself to a higher standard and trying to improve myself every day. And that's why I put it out there, man.
Thank you so much, man. I really inspired. Like, I like your this fitness stuff. It's pretty good, man, Deepak, to be very honest. I loved it. I loved it. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to Inside Hustler's Brain podcast. So Deepak, you want to share your social links where people can find you?
Guys, I've got one link for you, deepakshukla.com/52K. I wrote a newsletter that's
Right.
in 60 parts about my journey and my adventure. And there's just so much crazy value in the newsletter. I talk about how I built my agency to,
Wow.
high six figures, working 5 or 10 hours a week. I talk about word pigeon. There's other tools that are coming. There's other businesses that I'm involved in. I kind of reveal it all in the newsletter. So one link, guys, deepakshukla.com/52K. The letters, the numbers even 52, and the word K. I know Jitendra is going to share that one link. It's the only
I will
link
share
I
the
want to
link.
give to people.
That's perfect, man. So thank you so much, Deepak, and thank you so much for sharing value to my audience, man. I really love this show, man. I love this
Dude,
interview. I love it. I love it, man. To be very
thank you, man, thank you.
okay, man.